and welcome to Knit the Books, a video podcast for yarn and book enthusiasts by yarn and book enthusiasts. My name is Allie.
My name's Vicki. Welcome. It's cold in Tennessee this morning. It was in the 70s yesterday, and then we had thunderstorm warnings during the night. And then this morning now it's dropped down to the 20s. We've had freezing rain and some snow, so we've had all kinds of seasons in 24 hours.
It's Tennessee for you.
It's Tennessee for you. Come on over, Murray.
We're at my house today. We're recording in the kitchen just because we thought the lighting would be a little bit better. And Murray is apparently joining us. He's excited. He was really excited when Mom showed up. So, well, Mom, since it's so cold and you ventured out over here, what did you bundle up in today?
Okay.
Sorry, I dropped a pin.
Murray. I have on my hat that I was gifted from Caffeinated Gert. Daniela gave me this hat. It is a bucket hat. I have no idea what the pattern is.
I'll link to her project page. When I do the show
Okay,
notes.
that'll be great. But I love it. It's just so warm. I would take it off, but my hair's a mess. So we're
It's
just,
she
It's
did
hand spun.
hand spun and
oh, here you can
and-
show it close up.
Oh, it's hand spun and Yowza, so it's nice and thick and warm.
It's
and
wonderful.
So pretty.
And
And Mom's been wanting a bucket hat, and I think that looks really cute on her.
I love it. And then I have on a cowl. Which this is one of. Oh,
Murray's trying to jump in the chair.
let me help Murray, and then we'll talk about it.
I'll talk about mine while she helps. I'm wearing the topography shawl. This was an Instagram knit along in 2015. And you know what, Mom? I was thinking, we said last week that Sliver was your first shawl, but you knit a topography.
I did a
too, didn't you?
topography too, so I think that was actually my first one.
This is by, let me double check her name. Melissa, I don't know how to pronounce her last name. She's Hey Lady Hey on Instagram. I love this shawl. And
I think I'm going to do another one.
I would love to do another one. I kind of forgot about this, but I was looking for something to wear, and I saw this, and I was like, oh, I haven't worn that in forever. So my multi-color is Nidian Color. It's her Dubstep DK base in the Daydreaming colorway. And then I wanted a little bit extra, so I used some leftover Northbound knitting, and I think the Driftwood colorway. And I think it just added a little something.
It does
to
add a little something to it. So my other one is, Maurice is helping his Mimi. He's so glad she's here. It's the Magnetite
Magnetite.
cowl. It's a Lisa Mulch pattern.
No, Miss Northbound Knitting.
Miss Northbound Knitting. And it's in a black, but it kind of looks like a bluish gray at times too. But that was a real fun knit too. This may have been, was this my first cowl maybe?
No, your first cowl was a wheat,
A wheat scarf that we turned into a cowl. That's right.
technically. So.
Technically, so
Your first one knitting around, probably.
my first one knitting around, yeah. And I actually like it really well too.
It's
I'm going to do another one of these.
pattern, just very textured. That's why I love Lisa's patterns, because they're simple simply written with a lot of impact.
Yeah, I actually have been gifted some yarn, so I was looking for patterns for them.
Do you remember what yarn that is? Speaking of, is it
Um,
Malabrigo?
It's Malabrigo. This is actually on my project page. I don't think there's a finished picture of it though, so I need to.
We need to get better at your project pages.
Yeah, it is Malabrigo yarn, silky merino, 300 yards. It was in my stash, and the colorway is 430 smoke. So go mama a little bit.
Mhm. Yes, we should maybe on that week off, maybe take some pictures of some of your finished objects.
Yes, and I'm going to do some blocking too.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll
So
have
that'll
all
be
that
good
stuff.
for pictures.
It'll be good for pictures. I'll get my ends all woven in, get everything blocked. We'll take pictures, and then after you leave, we may also did lunch out that day.
We're
gonna have
looking
a
forward. We're
girls'
looking
day.
forward to our week off.
Yes, we are.
Excuse me.
I can then get everything updated then after you leave.
Sounds good. Well, I've been knitting a little bit. How about you?
I have been knitting a little bit.
So-
I taught myself something.
Do you want to show that off?
I do. Okay, we have been talking about the week that we're off. Allie was going to come and teach me how to do toe-up socks. And I had finished that. I think I showed this. Did I show the finished sock? Okay, I have a hose, Allie, as they're called. This is just a vanilla sock pattern. The yarn is by Yarntasia. And I decided, well, I thought I wanted to try the other one,
Go ahead.
toe up. And I thought, I don't want to wait till Allison can come and teach me. So I did some investigating. And I found, I watched several YouTube videos of toe-up knitting, how to cast them on and stuff. And my favorite one I found is a Turkish cast on. It's by Jane Richmond. So, and it's a short.
I'll link to it.
You can link to it. It's just Turkish cast on Jane Richmond. So, and I did it all myself.
So you're gonna have one sock knit, cuff down, and one toe up.
I am.
That's fun.
It is fun. And I actually love it. Now it's lopsided and it's not perfect, but I did it all by myself and I'm so proud.
But look at that tote. Look at that cast on.
It's a good cast on.
She did great.
I actually really like that cast on.
And what yarn is this?
It is.
You can get it. It's focusing better today. Thank you, camera.
It's by Yarntasia. It is Whoville. It was her last year. It was a 2015
Look at that
kit
cute
that
little
she
Santa
did.
hat.
Isn't that a cute little Santa
If I turn
hat?
it this way, maybe it'll stay.
And that's by, wait, just a minute, I'll tell you who that's from. It's the same one that gave you the book one from.
There you go. Thank you, camera, for working today.
Yes, it's wonderful. Let me see.
You're magic looping.
I am magic looping. And actually, magic looping is easier for me
With the toe
toe up than it is toe down. I don't know what. Itty bitty, no, it's not itty bitty designs.
And these are Chowgu needles, 1.5, US 1.5.
Mm-hmm.
I thought I would tell you guys while she looks it up. We're trying to be organized.
Nitty by Nature is who that little hat's from. And she's got an Etsy shop. She's got all kinds of cute little progress keepers and stuff on there. But I'm just so proud of myself. So what have you been working on, Allie?
One of the things I've been working on in my Whimsy Stitches bag, my first Whimsy Stitches bag, the rainbow with the 360 vinyl clear window, is my fluid sock head beanie by Karen McCall. Last time I showed this, I hadn't done the turn hem yet. I've done the turn hem,
Oh, that's
which
pretty.
is right here, and then I've added a little bit over an inch. This is knit out of Gnome Acres House Gnome in the Donatello colorway. And I think I'm knitting on US 5s. I'm using Addi Turbos. So
Cool. It's very pretty.
I really like this. And I think I'm going to knit me one like it. I have all this fingering weight yarn. They're not all going to be shawls. So,
Right.
I've got 3 more. How many more do you have?
I have, this is a new Whimsy Stitches bag. It's the Soft Monkeys. It's one of his Christmas bags. Isn't it cute?
Mm-hmm.
And in it, I have my Christmas Frank. There's the one we showed.
Your Franken socks.
My Franken socks.
And you forgot to tell the pattern last time.
Yes,
I put
I
it in.
did.
I put it in the thing.
Made lots and lots of progress. I actually am. I have 2 more stripes to finish the blue, then I do the red one, and then I'm to my toe, and I'll be done. I got to weave in all my ends.
Wow.
And the pattern is by.
Sorry. I just got uncomfortable.
Get comfortable.
It's by
Mina.
Mina Phillips.
Mm-hmm. It is
I can't think
her.
of what it's called. Pebbles something?
Yeah, she released 4 at the same time.
Yeah, they're vanilla socks with a twist.
It was a
basically.
twist, and it's the pebble one.
Yeah. I want to call it Pebble Beach, but that's a shawl.
That's a shawl. Yeah, I think it's just actually.
But it'll be linked. I'll link it again like I did last time. Oh, you're going to look it up real quick.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I haven't put it over here. You all are not going to believe what I did. All my patterns that were on my iPad under my Adobe thing, I accidentally deleted that Adobe
no.
app. So I'm having to go back through and add them back in.
Yeah.
And I know that one by heart, so
You didn't add it.
I didn't add it.
Well, that's okay.
Oh, there it is, Pebble Socks. I thought I did.
Yeah, it's just called Pebble
It's
Socks.
just called Pebble Socks.
But I mean, Philip. Yeah, that's not gonna.
No, it's not gonna go. But Allie can link it. Yeah. So, but I think there's 4 in that set she released at one time.
I think so too. They're all just textured and really.
The vanilla socks with some texture added to them.
In my other onesie stitches bag, I have Max's birthday gift. This is the sock head hat. I'm knitting it out of Two Guys Yarn, Tweety Toes. Murray is drinking water. I apologize.
He said, "Well, I ate them thirsty as can be."
Yeah, we had to. You'll see a little change probably. My mother-in-law came downstairs, so we stopped recording for a minute, and she fed him while she was down here. I had stopped in the middle of a row. I got my hair done yesterday, and I was knitting while I was waiting to get my hair washed, and I just kind of threw it in the bag. So I'm trying to. Okay, this will work.
So pretty.
So I didn't do the brim as long as the pattern is. I don't remember how long I did it. I did it till it looked right. And then I'm just going to knit till probably 7.5 inches. I'm going to double check how long I knit when I knit him last time and kind of base it off that. I love this yarn. I think this is going to be a very awesome hat. I think he's going to love it.
I've got my Tweety.
I'm going to finish this row real quick.
You go right ahead. I brought my blue with me.
That's pretty.
Isn't that pretty?
Is that the Moody Man?
Working Man Blues.
Working Man Blues.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I've got it.
Mine is the Murky Waters colorway.
Caked up. I think I'm about doing socks on mine, but then I think maybe this was DK. If I held it double, would that be too heavy?
It would be fingering held double is basically DK.
Okay, that I might do one of these. Wouldn't that be pretty?
Mm-hmm. I have a skein in a gray colorway that I want to knit a shawl out of.
That's the one we have just like, right? Yeah, we need to decide on a pattern.
Maybe we'll do that for next year.
We can.
All right, now that I've got that, do you have any other whips?
I do. I have my Way at 4, and I have actually worked on it a little bit more, not a lot. I did put my progress marker here, so
That's
by the
from
time
SoFlo.
from SoFlo, it's one she gifted us. Wasn't it cute? It's a piece of pie. So
I was going the wrong way. I couldn't see.
Yeah.
There
So
we go.
next time we podcast, we'll be able to see how much I've actually got worked on it. Because
Very
that's
good.
what I was going to work on at Sock Club, but since the weather's so nasty, everybody's kind of down out. But it's of course, it's a Yowza yarn from Miss Babs, and the colorway is Moonlight Strobe. Such a pretty color. So, and when I pull it out, it's like I look at it and I think, oh my God, I ain't never going to get this thing done. But it's getting there.
I'm thinking I'm going to rip mine out.
Why, you don't like it?
I have a different plan for that skein.
Oh, would it be a...
No, it's not a sweater.
Oh, okay.
It's something else. I'll talk to you about it
Okay.
later. It's something for next year. But
Okay.
I realized I was talking to a friend of mine about it, and I was liking it, but there was something off about it, and for my gauge, like, it was just too tight.
Mm-hmm.
And so I was thinking about ripping it out anyway, and then the more I thought about it, I was like, well, if I want that shawl, but I want it in, like,
Poppy color.
yeah, like
poppers.
yeah. So I want to do something else with I love that colorway. It's really pretty, but
So
I
you want your
something
shawl
else.
to pop.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God, she's got so many beautiful
I know.
colors.
I know. I almost drove to Nashville to go to Bliss because they got some new colorways. I talked myself out of it.
Do you want to do that day?
I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. I think your granddog wants his chair back.
Sorry.
I'll talk while she deals with Murray, spoiled Murray. In my lovely bag, that was a birthday gift from our friend Dawn, I have the Elevensies pattern by Megan Schmaltz.
Oh, that's pretty.
I'm knitting mine out of Hedgehog Fibers in the Miami Nights colorway.
I've got my yarn picked up for that.
And I put in my Sew Flow marker here, so I knit a couple more inches on it. I think I'm in, out of 11 sections, I'm in either 9 or 10. I don't remember
Wow.
which. So I'm close to being done. And the last section you do it and you just repeat until you, like she has it written out so you can just repeat it until you run out of yarn. So that's going to be my plan.
Murray says hello.
I'm trying to get the camera situated because I feel like Mom keeps moving
Well, Murray keeps moving me.
out of frame. So sorry for all that moving just there. But I really love this pattern. It's super fun. I knit it while we watched Westworld, and the other day I picked this up to work on it, and I was like, "We're done with Westworld. What do I do?" So, hi Murray. This is my baby. He's blocking my co-host.
I'm back here.
And then the cat's gonna join us too.
Uh-huh.
This is. I kind of remember why we don't record here now.
It's okay.
I know.
I love you too, Murray.
Do you have anything else?
No.
Okay, I have one more of my drafts, as we like to refer to them, in my bag that Daniela, Caffeinated Gert, made me for my birthday. My Frida Kahlo bag. I have my sweater. The pattern I'm knitting is Granito by Yohi Locatelli. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. I finished the shoulders.
Looks so good.
And I picked up and I'm ready to start the left front. So I picked up my stitches last night and I knit one row.
Awesome.
So, yeah, so it's going to be like, this is the back. But, yeah. And this yarn is Northbound Knitting, Superwash Merino Fingering, in the Mosaic colorway.
And then what's your next color going to be?
Well, I'm going to do this in the front too.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm going to do one of the mini skeins from Rock and String. And these don't have colorways, so I'm sorry. But I'm going to do this
That purple.
this dark purple.
That had to be so
First.
pretty. It'll pull. Yeah.
Yeah,
Good
all
choice.
I don't know if you guys remember, but I have a gray gradient that I'm going to use to stripe. And then I have blues and purples of various shades to stripe from Rock and String. The gray gradient's from Lydia. So it's going to bring in all the colors from this. So,
Hey, Murray, if I hide behind you enough, people think you're talking. He said, Mamie, you're so silly. There you go.
do you have any shelled projects? Any finished projects?
No, I don't.
I don't either. So for our knitting talk today, or just the knits, ma'am, if you will. That's my favorite thing I've come up with for our topic names. By the way, I think it's super funny. It cracks me up every time. Y'all might not find it funny, but I find it funny. But we were going to talk about 2017 goals. This is most likely going to be our last episode for 2016.
I think so.
With the holidays and everything.
With the holidays and everything, I think so.
So we thought we would do our 2017 goals. I have a couple. Do you have?
I didn't write anything down.
Okay.
I am going to knit from my stash more
Mm-hmm.
and not add to it.
No. You can't say not add to it.
As much.
Yeah,
as I have
you need a
this year.
caveat there.
Yeah, I know I will add to it some. but
Stash first.
Yeah, stash first. We're going to do a sweater,
Mm-hmm.
Mama Vertebrae.
Mm-hmm.
I want to finish some of the things I have on needles too. I want to finish my Pure Joy
Well,
and
one of my goals might help. It might go in with that. Go ahead. Well, I have a thing that I was going to talk
I
about.
have my Pure Joy on and my Wowza, my Wet, and my socks, and of course we're going to cast on Christmas Eve socks, and there's I want to get some things done, and I want to learn how to do some more new things. So.
Mm-hmm. That's very good. So, I'll talk about this stuff first. So, I have 4 written down. So, one of mine is I have 2 knits that need to be fixed that I've just not done it. So, one of my goals is I want to fix those 2 knits.
Mm-hmm.
I have one that's a drop stitch, gorgeous shawl. I wore it once. I came home, Applejack jumped on me and pulled it out. I'm pretty sure if I block it, it'll be fine. Because, like, I pulled it a little bit, and at first I didn't think it'll work. But I found it again recently. I looked at it and I'm like, no, if I like just play with it, I can fix it. Nothing got ripped.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I thought. I thought she ripped one of the yarn.
Oh, she just got
things,
pulled
but
tighter.
just one of the drop stitches just got pulled, and so the stitches beside it are tight. So I need to fix that. And then another one was this beautiful cowl where you slip the stitches on the first row, and when I picked it up, my thumb went through at one point, and 2 of the stitches popped out. So again, fixable. I just didn't know how to fix it where it would still look pretty. And now I'm not really as concerned about it looking pretty as much as I just want it fixed.
So you can wear it.
Yeah, so I can wear it because it's gorgeous, and I think I can fix it. And I wanted to fix it so you wouldn't notice that I fixed it, but I think I'm gonna do like one of those. I can't think of what it's called, but where it's like obviously mended. I'm gonna try something like that and see, because I have the yarn, so I can use it to fix that. Hi, Kitty. You have everything that you need. Yep. I'm also going to do. We did this on Caffeinated Knitting this year. And I was in the group. I went to the group the other day because I saw some people had posted, and I saw that some people were still doing this. But I called it. We did the hashtag Quid, which is Q it down. So knitting from our Q.
Mm-hmm.
And so I thought the 2 girls that were still doing it. I was like, well, would you guys like to do this again next year? Or they had said that they were going to do it again next year. And I was like, well, if you want, we can move the conversation over to the Knit the Books group. And they said that that would be fine. So we're going to do that again next year.
Cool.
And
I've
then
got several.
and then my biggest one, and this is the one when you said that I thought you might like, I'm going to call it hashtag Faux Roco. Okay, so what that stands for is finish object, rip out object, or cast on object. And I'm calling it that because I have almost all my project bags have something in it, whether it be a project that I cast on and no longer want to knit, like the Yazawayet shawl, a project that I love and don't want to rip out, but I just haven't picked it up to work on it. Or on some of them, I have yarn and needles. And some have a project, some don't. So my plan is, I don't want to say like once a month, because some of those I might be able to do a couple months, but at least once a month I want to pick a project bag at random and be very, just decide what I want to do with it. Like right then, like we're going to finish it, we're going to rip it out, or we're going to pick a project or whatever.
Right.
So that's my big one for
like
2017. So, and you guys are welcome to join us with that if you want. But that's going to be that's my big one. So.
And then of course we're going to do hats for kiddos.
Yes. Yes, we will do hats for kiddos, and remember we're going to do the knit along, so it's year long. And every month we're going to have a theme. Our January, I forgot what the first month of the year is called, theme is going to be something you love. So anything that represents you as a person. So knit a hat in your favorite color, knit a hat in your favorite pattern,
Favorite yarn.
I think I had suggested even last time if there was like those fruit hats, like your favorite fruit, like anything, you can do whatever you want.
Yeah.
So we'll open those threads right before, or that week we're off, the last week of December. I'll go ahead and open the threads for that. But so that will be, and we'll talk about it more when we podcast in January for the specifics. But nothing really has changed for specific wise. So
we're just going to be doing a prize monthly.
Yeah, the prizes, we're going to do a pattern of your choice for up to $7. To win the pattern, you just have to knit one hat and put it in the thread. You can knit as many hats as you want. Each hat is an entry. But then we'll still do our big prizes at the end of the year or in October at the end of the knit along. We'll talk about that more when it gets closer. So have you shelved any books
I did shelve a book. And it was reading, not listening. And for those of you all that are Karen Kingsbury fans, it's Christian fiction. And she's done a series for several years, The Baxter Family. And then there's been spinoffs from them that has been other series. But She did a Baxter Family Christmas, and I read it. It's a very, very sweet little book. And for those of you all that are Karen's Kingsbury Baxter Family fans, at the end of the book, it said it's going to be on. They're going to do a series about them.
Oh, cool.
So I don't know what channel it's going to be on, but that's pretty cool too because it's a great family. So that's the only thing I have finished.
I finished 2 books.
Oh, you go, Allie.
I finished 2 books. I finished listening to Neverwhere by Neil Gaiman. I gave it 3 stars on Goodreads. We started reading this past summer,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm just now finishing it. And I'm gonna be honest, the only reason I pushed through to finish it was because I was looking at my Goodreads and I was 8 books behind on meeting my goal. And I knew the only way that I could meet my goal is if I listened to audiobooks. So I powered through it. It's fine. Like I said, I gave it 3 stars. I loved every character in that book. I thought the characters were great. Neil Gaiman is fantastic at narrating. I just didn't like the story, and I don't know why.
Mm-hmm.
Did you try reading it?
I haven't.
You have it
It's
on
on my.
Kindle?
I've got it on the Kindle. Yeah.
I don't
haven't.
know. And his stuff, like, I love Neil Gaiman as a person. Like I said, I think he's a fantastic writer, but his stuff is very hit or miss for me.
Well,
So,
I've got other authors that are that way,
he does a lot of fantasy, and I'm not really big into fantasy.
That might be part of
So,
it. So, but that's.
but like I said, the characters are great. And whenever I would start the story, I'd get into it, but I never wanted to pick it back up. It was the
Mhm.
problem. So,
Mhm.
but I finished that. And then yesterday while I was getting my hair done, I finished this. This is I Am the Ocean by Samita. And I'm not sure how to pronounce her last name, and I don't want to butcher it. This is a memoir. She sent it to me for review. This is, as you can see, it's under 200 pages. It should have been a really quick read. I started it, and I decided I wanted to take my time with it. And
Mhm.
so I read like a chapter or 2 in the morning before work. I wasn't sure what I was going to think about it, but I actually really liked it. I thought her writing style was really cool, and it was really interesting. So she lives in Canada, and she had just graduated, and she was having trouble finding a job, so she decided to travel down the eastern side of the United States. So she went to New York, and then she went to Washington, then she went to Savannah, Georgia, and she ended up in Miami. And it was just talking about her journey through there. And it's a travel memoir. It's a spiritual memoir. It was really, really good. I definitely, if you like memoirs and you like reading about people's journeys and them growing as people, which I really enjoy, I think this is a good one for that. I gave it 4 stars on Goodreads. She's very sweet. I felt like I knew her,
Oh, good.
after I was done, and I think
Mhm.
that's good for a memoir. You want to
Yeah.
feel like you know the person.
To know the
so.
person.
So what is currently on your nightstand?
Okay, I am still reading on Mary Higgins Clark, The Sleeping Beauty Killer, because I kind of came off of that one to do the Baxter Family Christmas. And then I also have started on, they had a Kindle sale.
I'm a sucker for Kindle sales.
Yeah.
Those darn BookBub emails.
Well, I don't know where I got this one from, but I bought, I love Fixer Upper on HGTV.
Mhm.
Chip and, I can't think what
Joanna.
Gaines. And their book, The Magnolia Story, was the day they had those out, was either $2.99 or $3.99. So I bought it, so
I almost got you that book for Christmas, so I'm glad I didn't.
Yeah, I'm glad you did too. I'm started reading it. I'm actually read through the prologue, and now I'm on the first dates and second chances, the very first chapter. So I think it's going to be a good read too. But I'm also the one I'm very excited about. Audible had a sale, 50% off, and even though I have points, I bought Laura Graham's Talking as Fast as I Can from the Gilmore Girls. Lorelai. It's Lorelai. And I'm excited about that one because she actually narrates it herself.
Cool.
And I'm a big Rachel Ray fan too. I really like Rachel Ray. And not this past week, but the week before, Luke was on one day and Lorelai was on a day, and everybody in the audience got a copy of that book to take home. And Rachel had done read a little bit out of it. So I'm excited about listening to that one. And I guess that's all that's really. I'm in book 3 of the Outlander series.
So you're still listening to
I
Voyager?
I've got, I think it's like 12 more hours. They're just so long. And I kind of got off of it this week because Pentatonics, I guess that's how you say their name.
Pentatonics.
Yeah. They had a Christmas special on Wednesday night, and I watched it, and I got into wanting Christmas music, so I been listening to Christmas music going to work, too. They are so good. Mm-hmm. They've got so much talent. Mm-hmm. So I think that wraps up my on the bookshelf.
Well, for me, I also listen to podcasts, and the only time I can listen to podcasts is when I drive, so that kind of got me off listening to books, too. But I want to meet that darn goal, so I went through my Audible, and anything that's... I had them downloaded on my work phone, actually, but anything that was around 5 hours, that it was already in my Audible library, I downloaded so I can get them done. Because, on Monday, I can probably finish a 5-hour book on Mondays.
Oh, probably.
Granted, I have one more work week, so it doesn't really matter. But I can listen to them at home, too, so...
Yeah, you put your headphones in and knit.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of doing that, but I want to meet that goal, so I'll get over it. But the only current book I have right now is I started listening to Where Am I by Mara Wilson. Mara Wilson is probably best known as Matilda.
Oh,
from the movie Matilda, and I love her. I'm only a couple of hours, maybe 2 hours in, maybe an hour and a half, 2 hours in, and it is so good. She narrates it for the Audible, for the audiobook, and she has such a nice voice, and I love her. I follow her on Twitter. I think she's hilarious. I posted that I was listening to her book, and it was great, and she liked my post, so...
Oh, cool.
She favorited it on Twitter, which made me feel good. Which I realize is probably really ridiculous, but it made me feel good anyway, so that's all that matters. And, so that's the only thing that I'm currently listening to since I finished that book last night. And I have a couple of Kindle books that I've started that I haven't picked up, so that's what I'm going to concentrate on this week. So I have 2 Kindle books that I think I've talked about on here, White Lead and Don't Tell Anyone, that I'm going to pick up and try and finish. And so that will get me at, I think... When I finish those, I think I'll be at 30, and my goal was 35. But it says that I have 28 or whatever, but one of them I didn't finish reading. It's a book that I've already read, and I had started rereading it. And then I was like, well, I'll wait and do this later, and I marked it as finished, and it counted it. And I didn't think about that at the time, and I don't know how to delete it, so I'm trying to get 36 out of 35, so I'm telling the truth with my goals. So, but like I said, I've got 5 or 6 5-hour books, so... I can do it.
Yeah, you can do it.
I'll get up early even when I don't want to. So
I won't finish my I won't finish Voyager this week either because I took off Thursday and Friday, so I'm actually only driving Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. So that won't be enough time for me to finish it either. 12 hours. I'll get a good chunk in.
Did you have a reading challenge for this year? How many books you wanted to read or anything? Did you do that on Goodreads?
I probably did, and who knows?
Okay.
I don't keep up with that either, but that's a goal for the new year.
I love that Goodreads does that. So every year you can put in how many books you want to read that year, and then as you mark them as finished, they tally it for you, so you don't have to. It's just really cool, and it will tell you, you're 2 books ahead of schedule, or if you're me, you're 7 books behind schedule.
Well, and I can put my listening ones in there, too, so I'm going to do a better job of that.
But, we talked about our knitting goals, so I thought we could talk about some reading goals.
Yes.
I don't know if you have any, but I have 3. I want to read 35 books again. I was going to up it, but since I'm struggling to get the 35 in this year, I was like, I'll just keep it as 35 for this time. I want to read, I put read from my stash, Yeah. Not exactly the right terminology, but it works. I want to read the books that I own and maybe quit buying books as much. I love buying books, though. That's my therapy. And I want to be better with writing my reviews. I started that book blog, and I really like it, but I haven't updated it since October, but I also haven't finished books since October, so it's kind of hard to be good at reviews if you're not finishing books. So, do you have any reading goals?
I won't.
Anything specific?
No, I don't have anything.
Is there a number you want to read or anything like that?
I actually hadn't thought anything about it. If you want to know the honest to goodness truth,
that's fine.
I think a goal of 35 sounds pretty good. I'll come right in there with you, sister.
Sounds good.
All right, Merle.
And then one other thing I was going to talk about is we've talked about it before, but there's a site called Modern Miss Darcy, and she sends out daily Kindle emails to let you know about Kindle deals. She also put up, and you can find these like on Pinterest, and you can see them on Facebook, and all these book blogs do them, but they're reading challenges. And I'm mentioning her specifically because you can. She has two. There's one that's reading for fun, and the other one is reading for growth. And I think I don't remember how I got it. I think I'll link to it, and I think you can email it to yourself or something. But she has it fixed so you can get the PDF and you can print them off as bookmarks. And so I was going to do that, and then I was going to laminate them, and then that way I can mark them off as I read them.
Oh, will you do too?
I will.
Thank you.
But I really like these. So it's just a list of books, and it's just a way to help you maybe venture out of your comfort zone and, try and read a little bit more. So a few of for example, for the reading for fun is a book you chose for the cover, a book about books or reading, or a book in a genre you usually avoid.
Oh yeah, that one will still be a hard one for me, but yeah. I can do it.
And then her reading for growth, a few examples from that would be a Newbery Award winner or honor book, a book that's more than 600 pages, an immigrant story, and 3 books by the same author. I kind of like that. Mm-hmm. That sounds fun. Like finding a new author even, and reading 3 books by them. So that's, I'm not going to say, so there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's 12 on the growth. Well, technically there's 14 since one's
3 authors.
Since one is read 3 books by the same author, there's technically 14, and there's it looks like 12 for the reading for fun. So I don't want to say I want to just do those, but I thought
you can do part of them.
Yeah,
and get towards your 35.
Exactly. But so I mean that right there is, let's see, the 14 and 12. That's 26. So I mean if you did do all of them, that's most of your 35. So. But I think that's a fun idea, and I'll link to that in case there's anyone out there who likes those kind of reading challenges and wants to try new genres and things like that. I always say I want to, and I never really do. And I have the hiccups. I'm sorry.
Yeah. I don't know. I'll have to check into that genre thing, and then that book about books or reading books.
I can recommend one for that.
What is it?
The Storied Life of A.J.
I've read that already.
Finkley?
That is the best book.
I loved
that book.
I thought that was so good. I'll link to it in the show notes too. It was so good.
I wouldn't care to reread that.
I read that in like a day or two, and I bawled. I'm not gonna lie.
I think that one will be one that I'll reread, and that way it'll count.
Well, I mean, I have a bunch. I mean, I can think of like 3 or 4 books about books or a bookstore that I have.
Oh, I can do just about bookstores.
Yeah, or about books or reading.
Right.
So, I mean, yeah, about bookstores. There's You by Carolyn, I don't know, can't think of her last name. It's Kep or Nep or something. That one's really cool. That's a weird one, but the guy, the psycho that the book is about, works in a bookstore. There's The Bookseller.
I haven't never read that one.
I started it. It was okay. But
that's the one they made the movie out of, right? No, it was a book. Steve Martin was in a movie out of a book.
Oh, I have no idea what you're talking about.
You know what I'm talking about?
No, I have no idea what you're talking about, actually. You said
The Shop Girl.
Oh, Shop Girl. That's not about a book.
Oh, okay.
It is a book, and I have it, and it's great. I love Shop Girl by Steve Martin. I think that is such a good book. It's a little novella. Super good. Oh, okay. I've never watched the movie, so I want to watch the movie. I just haven't. And there's another one I just can't think of what it's about, but there's a lot for that one. And if you guys wanted to do this with us, and you needed a suggestion, maybe we could put in 2017 reading challenge. Maybe start a thread.
Let's start a thread.
And we could keep the what are you reading, and it would just be separate, maybe, or maybe just keep it in what are you reading. I don't know. We'll think about it.
You can think about it.
And that way, if you guys had one like on here, one is a juicy memoir, and you guys are like, "What's a juicy memoir?" you guys know any, maybe people could suggest some. Because I don't know. I can think of one off the top of my head that I've read. That would be maybe a juicy memoir.
What?
Can't think of what it's called. It's one of the ones I got from NetGalley and read. It might be considered juicy. It's not really that juicy, but it's the juiciest one I can think of that I've read recently.
I like that. A book with a reputation for being unputdownable.
Rebel Without a Clue. That's the one I was thinking of. So yeah, that one's easy. I mean, just looking through my list, Carolyn Kepnes is who wrote You, by the way. The Night Circus is one that people say is unputdownable. Even like these recent ones that I've read, Woman in Cabin 10 and Couple Next Door, those are on in unputdownable lists. So I mean that one would be really easy.
Yeah, and Laura finished one of those, so I'll get.
And when she's done, you'll get them.
Now I'll get them. So it'll be easier than what I think.
Yes.
The growth one, the 600-page one, though.
Yeah, that one will be tough.
You know what? It might not be, because if these
Outlander
ones are over 24 hours of listening, you have to wonder how many pages the books are.
You can find out on Goodreads. We'll look when we get done here. Now that we've chit-chat about that for a few minutes, I think it might be time to go.
I think so. Murray says, thanks for letting me be the special guest of honor, Mimi.
Thank you guys so much for joining us and helping us get started on this adventure this year. And sticking around. And thank you if you're a new viewer. Should have said this to begin with, but if you're a new viewer, thank you for checking us out. And hopefully,
we hope you come back.
And we love you guys, and we hope you have happy holidays, and we'll see you guys in January.
Happy New Year.
Bye.
Happy holidays.
Bye.
Bye.